What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. As usual, go get it. This video is entitled The Thug Image is a Facade. So, if you get on Instagram or social media, there's a video of Ryan Garcia, who's a young and up-and-coming boxer, and Tekashi 6ix9ine. And Ryan Garcia is, throwing the shots. And Tekashi is, hey, my good. He can't even throw a punch. I saw a video also of T.I., getting boxing, working the mitts. He can throw a punch better than Tekashi, I can tell you that. But not necessarily skillful with his hands. I remember Snoop doing the same thing. And I remember Rick Ross doing the same thing. Meek Mill doing the same thing. And people seem to get the thug image as synonymous with with somebody who's a tough guy, somebody who's like a fighter. Those are not synonymous. Okay? The image is a facade. Like guys who are thugs or follow that thug image aren't necessarily the guys who are going to just be coming to get you like that. Now if they have a bit of mob action going on, or they'll set you up. If guns come into play, they could do that. But don't associate a guy who's quote unquote a thug or a gangster with a guy who can actually beat you up. Okay? Because that's not really their forte. Fighting is not really their forte. You gotta, people think about it. People have been saying for years, the gangsters, these guys don't fight anymore. They shoot. They go to jail. They're stabbed. They don't necessarily fight you. They'll jump you. Fighting, hand to hand, man to man, that's not their thing. Okay? So it's a facade. And sometimes it's the loud, aggressive talk that makes people go, oh, they serious. Sometimes it's the tattoos. Sometimes it's how can I say this? It's the persona with the jewelry and being the rebellious swagger. I'll put it like that. But that doesn't equate to they're really about that action, okay? So, because a lot of people seem to forget that a lot of these people who take on this thug facade are drug addicts. Whether it's, and in this age, it doesn't matter if it's weed or pills, alcohol comes into the play, cigarettes come into the play. You're not about to be the hardest person in the world if your lungs don't work that well, or if you're rarely sober. I remember talking about not listening to a lot of modern day rappers because I get tired of them saying who they could kill and they bad built. Some people don't have they understand what I'm saying, but those are two different worlds. Two different worlds. So, because if they felt like if the thugs felt like they actually had to really be about it like that, they wouldn't be in such bad shape. A lot of thugs are in horrible shape because they're not accustomed to actually getting into it. They're not accustomed to anything physical. The gangster lifestyle isn't a physical lifestyle. That's where people get things twisted. They might say, oh, this guy's let's put it like that, a street soldier or something like that. Doesn't necessarily mean he's a physical person. And this goes all across all, gender lines because, those guys are few and far between, the ones that are actually getting to it on a regular basis. This is, when I talked a minute ago about the tattoos, that's just a facade. People get a lot of tattoos to look intimidating. What happens when you are not intimidated? Okay, you got tattoos. So what? You know, when people get loud, like, and there was a meme of SpongeBob, you know, and I forgot the character. He was standing over SpongeBob yelling, you know, hulked up out, and he's like, "These are the guys who say they crazy," and then he just had a picture of SpongeBob looking like this at him. And it's like those are the guys that's actually crazy, because the people that you should be upset, should be nervous about, are the people who are quite comfortable in these situations where things go left. And most of the thugs it's a facade because they're not comfortable when things go left like that. These guys are so concerned about their nervousness. Oh my goodness, their nervousness comes into play when I didn't even realize that. I thought I did it already. Their nervousness comes into play when it comes with their addiction. You know, they're smoking because of bad nerves. They're drinking because of bad nerves. You know, they're popping pills because of bad nerves. A lot of times, these are the type of people that you think are willing and able to do things, but they forget about the cloud that comes over your head when you do certain things. They can't handle that. You know, even soldiers can't handle that. That's part of the reason why you see a lot of people take their lives, and a lot of depression and whatnot with modern day soldiers, because it's not, you know, sometimes you ask people to do certain things, and they wind up doing certain things that breaks them as a person, and they can't recover. So stop assuming that these guys are tougher than they are. You know, just because you heard somebody on a record, remember they're a recording artist. They're a recording artist. They're not a, you know, oh man, they're the biggest killer in the world. No, no, they're recording artists. Get that straight. Don't think they're some kind of super soldier. They're gonna step out the booth and now, you know, they're the equivalent to Mike Tyson. Not happening. You know, what I saw with Tekashi 6ix9ine, that was embarrassing. He had to hug him and stop because he couldn't punch. But all of that mouth he got, he was an embarrassment. Just horrible embarrassment. I'm like, what is this dude doing? Come savage. Like, it's terrible. You know? And the thing about that is, like, you know, I wasn't in the game when I was younger. But pretty much everybody that I played sports with when I was younger was gangbanging. And even they were different from the guys in their gang because they were actually about it. And the vast majority of the guys that I played sports with were leaders of the gang. Different gang, different leader. It was the dude. You know, it was this dude. So this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. It ain't just a talk, because when I was younger, the gangsters would gravitate to the guys who actually had more, not just physical prowess, but more of a reputation for physical domination than other guys. So even the guys who were known for setting people up and jumping people, when it really hit the fan, they would run to the guys that I played sports with. That was the leader of the gang. And when I'm talking about leaders of gangs, I was a teenager. So these guys were 18 and under. You know what I'm saying? 18 and under. So, and I knew the guys that were under them, because we all went to school together. And the older I got, the more I saw this happening over and over and over and over again. And so when people give these guys deference to thinking that, oh man, he the hardest thing ever, 9 times out of 10 he's not. He's not. And anytime you gotta hide behind something to feel powerful, you can't really stand on your own. You know, because that's where, people wear the shades because they shook. Sometimes the intimidation is actually projection that they scary. So that's what I'm saying. It's not what y'all think it is. So I'm out. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.